Aloha makako ore koinoa. Today is Thursday. Normally we do thankful or something else on Thursday. Today is going to be a Teachable Thursday. So your motivational quote for this Teachable Thursday on February 12th, 2026 is "To be humble is to be teachable" by Richard G. Scott. So this goes back to when I was in trade school and everything, when I was learning new skills, when I was going through culinary and then eventually landscaping and all that. But at the same time, learning how to keep a dorm clean, let alone the specific room I'm staying in, to keep it clean, to keep it tidy and everything. And just learning new things all around, how the world is going to be, how things you think you would know when you were brought up, you were growing up, automatically, you know what's expected, you know what to do, you know what not to do. But you don't. But sometimes when you're young, you think you know everything, you think you're better than anybody, you think you don't have somebody to tell you what to do. But you have to be willing to learn, you have to be humble, sit yourself down and just keep your mouth shut, and just let the person who is that said leader tell you, this is how you do this is how you do that, this is how things get done, this is how this gets done, instead of being a young stubborn punk ass. Sorry for my language, but we all had to learn the hard way, right? Because if you want to learn new things and you want people to teach you stuff, you just have to sit down, be humble, and just keep your mouth shut and not act like you know everything just because your mother and teach you, your father and teach you, auntie and teach you, uncle and teach you, grandma and teach you, grandpa and teach you, so forth and so forth. Me, on the other hand, I was fortunate. I was lucky from a young age. I knew better not to open my mouth unless spoken to or addressed. So this doesn't only go out to whoever finds this or the next generation of people who can be taking over my generation, when we retired or we looking for one doctor, one lawyer, or one construction worker for work on our house or whatever. This basically goes out to anybody, can be anybody, specifically, like I said, the next generation. Because I notice as of late, people who born after me, not directly after, like a year after, whatever it is, but some people, some people's kids need to be taught this lesson is, being humble, being teachable, being respectful, being honest, being integrity, bringing integrity with you when you come to work or when you go to work or when you're looking for work. Specifically to your elders too, or people above you, older than you, and they, I wouldn't say they have a leader or anything, but just they older than you basically. Only reason why I say this is because I still see it every day, no matter where I go. I stay just minding my own business. If I go to the grocery store and stuff, I stay in line. And sorry to say it, but these young kids, they just cut in line and think they know better and think they can just cut in front of you because you stay right over here, and then auntie stay like 6 feet away from you, and you keep them and give them the space, you know. Or you stay walking and you stay blocking the sidewalk, or common courtesy kind of things. Or you claim you know everything, you think you know everything because your mother and teach you this or your father and teach you this, but went fast away. But you know it's good, yeah, your parents teach you, your grandparents teach you, your older siblings teach you something. But if somebody else is trying to teach you as well, but in a different way or the way they was brought up, because maybe it's a little bit more convenient, more smarter, more wiser, or just in a different way, be willing to learn no matter what. Because no matter how old you get, no matter where you go in life, you're going to always learn something from somebody. Whether it's a life lesson, whether it's an actual skill, whether it's a way of driving, whether it's a way of going about in how you go about life lessons, etc., etc. Mind you, I have had my fair share of times I've had to be humbled. I did. As young as I was, as old as I was, and how I am now, I will always find a way that I get humbled somehow, somewhere. Because, I don't act like I know everything. Just because I know how to fix this, I know how to do that. I know how to work one hedger and know how to do this. There's always a way I can learn how to be better at it, how to do it better, how to cut my time in half if I want to. But you know, you always go about life learning lessons and learning no matter what. Because if you don't learn at least something new or at least something in your everyday life, even on days off or when you're not working or you at work or whatever, you become stagnant, you become complacent, and you become lost in confusion in translation with things like that. And that's why I always say no matter how old you get, you learn something. No matter where you go and whatever walk of life it is, you bound to learn something about yourself or anything that you thought you knew. It's then teaching you now you know. Basically, the I guess the way of saying IYK, if you know, you know, kind of deal. So just remember when somebody's teaching you something or wanting to show you something or just you going about life, be humble when you are wanting to be taught about something or wanting to learn something from someone. If you know it, then you know it. But if you want to learn still more, like the broader, bigger spectrum of what it is that you know, then just keep your mouth shut and sit down. That's all. If you don't want to learn it, so be it. Just know that karma has a fine way in kicking you in the butt when you least expect it. Because nobody wants to work with, nobody wants someone who is cocky, arrogant, egotistical, or act like he or she knows everything. I can tell you no. So just remember, you guys, be humble and be teachable. Okay? Remember the wise words of Richard G. Scott. Have a safe, blessed day. Have a safe, blessed upcoming weekend, you guys. Be safe, drive safely, drive carefully, make good decisions, and keep doing what you gotta do to make sure you live this life to the best you can, right? This is Brother Ray from Maui signing out. Aloha no. Chihu.